So we're here today with the musician. Welcome back.
Thank you. Well, thanks for having me. It's good to be back.
So I see you survived the latest round.
Yeah, just barely by the hair of my chinny chin chin.
So who'd you face?
I faced who I thought was the scrub from Stutter Scrub, Jesse Roca, but he ended up mopping the floor of my own Warhammer table with my face, with his Disciples of Bellicor.
So if he's the scrub, what does that make you?
I have no idea, but I tell you this much, that symphony I described in my first interview with 3 shots in was more of a cacophony during that game.
And, sometimes he's called the Snotling.
Yes.
And so, you've been beaten by the Snotling.
Yes, I was. It was an embarrassing example. It was a really embarrassing display, and I just don't know if I'll ever get over the shame of the loss, quite frankly.
And okay, so you and I are going to play a game today, and maybe there will be an opportunity for you to redeem yourself.
Well, if anything, a game with the doc is a good way to boost morale again in the halls of the Dark Angels that I play.
You really want to go it that way? Fair enough, but, I got to ask then, what really went wrong?
Well, I think I underestimated him, and I picked secondaries that were poor. The fact of the matter is, I thought I'd be cheeky and pick some secondaries that he wasn't expecting. I'm sure he expected me to pick, to the last, Stubborn Defiance. And I went with Engage in All Fronts, and the others I can't remember. But once he took out my bikes, it was pretty difficult for me to get Engage in All Fronts. And he just had so much board control with his demons, his pink horrors. And I didn't stand a chance right from the get-go with my secondary choice.
So tell us a little bit about this Snotling's army.
Well, the Disciples of Bellicor, it was a traumatic event, so I've parsed it from my memory. I don't really recall very much, but lots of board control, lots of magic, and look out for those obliterators. He jumps those obliterators around the board so they can shoot at whatever they want. He casts that, I wish I could remember the name of the spell, but maybe Gate of Infinity. But anyway, they jump around the board, they got line of sight at whatever they want to shoot at, and he shot at anything he wanted to and took it off the board.
So what do you think is that defining moment, changed the game and from you being a potential victor to just being a plain old loser?
As I said at the time, the TSN turning point. In fact, when he pulled off this move, I said da 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 da, because I had my Talon Master and a unit of Plasma Inceptors in his deployment, and it took him. It was a long shot, but he needed to take out the Talon Master and the Inceptors to prevent me from getting not only Engage in All Fronts, but priority targets in his end. And he managed to take them both out in one round of shooting, which wasn't easy for him, but it was successful, and that was the end of it for me.
So what was the key lesson? What do you think you'd actually do differently next time?
Don't play Jesse Roca. No, I'm kidding. I would choose different secondaries, and one thing I've been doing in my practice games since is focusing more on picking secondaries that I know I can get as many points on as possible in that mission against that opponent, and focusing on getting those points and playing more to the strengths of my list than trying to outplay my opponent.
What was the score?
I can't remember his. I think he was 95 or 93 to 68.
So, 68, that's nothing truly shameful about it.
Yes, well, I did get edged out of the top 10 by Glenn and yourself with the second round, so I hope you two are very proud of yourselves.
Oh, we are. So we're just waiting up for the next rounds to be posted, when we'll find out the next person who will be available to get ready and kick your ass.
Sounds like a plan.
Well, thank you, Mr. Musician. And, we're back.
Hello again.
And so, right after we click stop and, we're ready to start our game, we look up and lo and behold, there are the postings.
Yes, exciting times to be alive.
So who's going to, kick your ass this week?
Well, it seems I'm facing Elrich de Villers, or depending on how I pronounce his name, de Villiers, I don't know. But he's a Necron player, and unfortunately I've never faced any Necrons, so I'm going to have a tough time with this list.
Doesn't your brother play Necrons?
Yeah, that's right. I do play with Necrons regularly with my brother and against Hamza. So, no, this sounds very cocky. But I am going into this next round with renewed drive, a new list, and a new strategy. So I do look forward to the third round.
So what you bringing?
Well, the list has changed from a Vanguard and a Patrol to a Vanguard and a Outrider detachment. So I've got the Deathwing detachment and the Ravenwing detachment. So all my bikes have OBSEC, and my Deathwing Terminators have OBSEC. So lots of OBSEC, lots of resilience, and lots of firepower.
I know you haven't had a chance to take a really good look at your opponent's list, but, you know.
Well, just going through it quickly here, he's got a lot of warriors, he's got a couple Catacomb command barges, he's got some Ghost Arcs, and so it's nothing I haven't seen before. I haven't played against this exact list, but I do know what to expect.
Guys who don't fall down.
Yes, they don't fall down.
And when they do, they get back up.
They certainly do.
It's almost like your army.
Yes, it is similar. It'll be an immovable force against an unstoppable object.
Actually, I think in this case it's 2 immovable objects.
Oh, right, that's right.
So neither of you're just going to do nothing all game
We're just
long.
going to sit on objectives and stand there for 3 hours.
And since there are only 4 objectives, which objectives do you think you're going to stand on? And that's what we're going to have to find out.
Yes, we have to leave the audience wanting more.
And on that note, we're going to go 3 shots in the next round.
Thank you.